Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is an update for Sunday, 8th of June, 2025. And we are a couple of days, probably roughly just under a week away from closing this chapter of this project. So for those of you that are new to the channel, I created this Blunt Force Healing project as means to create some accountability and routine for myself. And I chose journaling. Every single day I was writing a blog post about that day and recorded a podcast about it as well. And they were complementary. Sometimes I was doing one or the other earlier and then combine them in the evening together to form a journal entry. So it's 995 or 996th consecutive day of doing it. And my goal is to get to 1,000 days of consecutive journaling. And I think that's more than enough. It was a great journey. And there were obviously hiccups and challenges along the way, but I've learned a lot, especially from perspective of journaling itself and, gaining confidence in being in front of camera and speaking and recording myself, especially in one shot, because very little amount of those kind of episodes are in any way edited. Most of them I just recorded in one go. So it's a very important thing for me to get that confidence and conciseness. I don't know if that word even exists, but being concise in front of the camera and speaking without much gaps or pauses or fillers. So today is end of the week, Sunday, 8th of June, as I mentioned, and our sauna that you can see in the back was in operation or in service today at Rosnella Beach for about 5 hours with a big break in between. The weather was terrible. Well, the first half of the day was okay. It was pretty dry, but later on it went really wet and miserable and windy. And a huge bloom of jellyfish is continuing. So a lot of moon jellyfish and a lot of blue jellyfish, which are not very common in Rosnaula or in general on the West Coast. Yes, they are visible from time to time and they are not uncommon, but they are not a typical type of jellies that you will see. Usually we get a lot of compass jellyfish and moon jellyfish, which are very, very popular or very common ones. Blue jellyfish are a bit stingier and they are rarer, but this year the bloom is just extraordinary. And today we did a decent revenue, not for Sunday, but for a day in general. For the weekend, it was quite mediocre revenue, but it's a very quiet weekend and quiet week, so we're kind of expecting it. It was great to see people coming still to Rosnella and going for a dip in the ocean. I was planning to do the session myself, but I resigned because I had some difficulties with the stomach or kind of issues, so decided to not force myself to the sauna. My wife went in and she got stung by a couple of jellyfish, I think, and these things are usually just a kind of felt slightly afterwards, so it's not like a nettle or a thing that you or wasp or anything like that you feel this thing straight away. in many cases. In some you do, but in many of them not. They are with slight delay, and then you start feeling the kind of irritation, itching, and whatever. So it is like a nettle in terms of long-lasting effect. Well, not so long. It's a couple of minutes, probably. Sometimes maybe an hour or two, but they usually disappear after a short while, relatively short while. So it is similar to certain nettles in terms of potency as well, but in general, it's unless you are allergic and you have some anaphylactic shock reaction to this thing, which is very rare. Most of the people are fine, but people are still scared of jellyfish anyway, because there are some very dangerous ones, and they reach our shores from time to time in single specimens. But in general, we have fairly safe coast here in Ireland on the Atlantic side. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The Sunday was fairly okay, and we finished the week with revenue in a top half, or something like top half, or almost top a third of what we did so far. So it's a year since we purchased the sauna. It's not exactly anniversary per se of operation in Rosnaula, because we were testing a lot and there were single days and a couple of hours here and there at Merva and Rosnaula at some stage. So the real anniversary that we kind of think about is the 1st of July, where we started operating every single day in Rosnaula. But we got the sauna beginning of June, 6th, 7th of June. I brought it to Donegal, and then obviously we started testing it in the coming weeks, here and there, one day or the other, couple of hours. So that's the real story behind it. But so it is kind of anniversary of purchasing the sauna. It was yesterday, as I was kind of, well, maybe not even purchasing, bringing it to Donegal, because we paid for it even earlier than that. So it's very hard, as you can see, to distinguish the particular moment where anniversary is. It's not like a birthday. It's just, we paid for the sauna, then there is a delivery moment, and then there is the actual regular operation start, which you can consider each one of them as anniversary. But yeah, so far so good. It's going well. Hopefully the summer season will be good for us. There's plenty of things to come in terms of updates. I want to transition this project into something more valuable for readers, listeners, watchers. So the YouTube channel stays. I'm not closing it. Quite the opposite. It will be growing, but in a different format than I do now, the journaling. I might go into the weekly or even monthly updates in terms of journal, but in between I want to start introducing more content and different content, and more concise, less of a babble like this. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that joined me on that journey so far, both on the blog side and on YouTube, and even on Spotify. So thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of the day, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Stay tuned, and see you again tomorrow.